to the stars for your next encrypted clue. You can stand idly by, waiting for someone to tell you what to do. But you will wait, and you'll hear nothing, and you'll be mystified as to what went wrong. But when you wait, I know that something will make you realize before too long that it is beautiful if you make it so. God is with you all the time. It is wonderful if you let it flow. You'll know joyfulness in time. You are searching for your destiny. You are looking to be free. It will happen once you finally know that you and God alone will make it so. Sometimes it's hard to look inside and figure out what's going on. It can be hard to decide what is right for you and what is wrong. But after all, God created you and knows what you dream of getting out of life. And after all, it's not just a lucky few who will manage to see God's light. 'Cause it is beautiful if you make it so. God is with you all the time. It is wonderful if you let it flow. You'll know joyfulness in time. You are searching for your destiny. You are looking to be free. It will happen once you finally know that you and God alone will make it so. Cause you've got the gift of life, and it's better to decide to make the most of every day. Just think yours is the gift of life. It's in your hands to do it right. All the while God knows the perfect way. It is beautiful if you make it so. God is with you all the time. It is wonderful if you let it flow. You'll know joyfulness in time. You are searching for your destiny. You are looking to be free. It will happen once you finally know that you and God alone will make
It's almost like Daniel Nahmon's here with us. Because we have a couple more Nahmon songs today, or at least one more. Good morning, Unity of Payson. I'm glad to see you today. It's a little cooler than sometimes, but it's not too bad, and we're enjoying the sunshine here in Payson. Welcome to all of you who are joining us virtually. And whatever your weather is, there is the warmth of the divine within us. Would you just take a moment to be quiet with me, to breathe as we open in prayer? God of all goodness, let us remember that all things do work together for good, that goodness is the fabric of creation, however it may seem to us. For those appearances that we don't like, we are grateful. For the celebrations we have, we are grateful. For the challenges, we are grateful. So today as we join, I am grateful for each one who has joined us at this time, each one who will view the video at a later time, because we are one, and our connection with each other is one of the symbols of this oneness, and so we affirm that oneness. And so it is. So we move on to our opening song, which is Spirit in This Place by Denise Rozier. If you're here in person, you may stand as you are able and as you're willing, and sing along with us as we get our service going.
Together as a family,
we have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Praise the root. Praise the root. Shouts of praise. In this place, we sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. We sing with words of prayer. We affirm our lives.
Good morning, everybody. Yay, feedback. And good morning to everybody else online also. Let's see. We have Rom and Bobby and Rick and Crystal and of course Miss Donna and I believe that's Frosty and OK Butler and Mary Ann and Sue and Teresa. Holy smokes, that's quite a crowd online. So welcome to all of you. Huh? That's what I said, Karen. Yeah. So, well, we're glad that you're all with us this morning, and it is chilly, but we have no wind, we have no fire, so we are grateful. All righty. After a service, everybody online, please stay online. Rev Neal always likes to greet you in person, and we invite everybody here to stay for some fellowship and some chocolate mint cookies in the back. So, let's see. If anybody isn't already on our email, I think everyone is, but if you're not, please fill out a form with Charlotte in the back, or if you're online, you can go to the website and leave the contact information, because the Monday e-newsletter that Terry sends out has everything that's going on, keeps you up to date. So, once again, we thank you all. And let's say our affirmation this morning. We love you, we appreciate you, we welcome you, and we bless the Christ that you are. And now we have gratitude. Are you gonna pass the mic for us? Okay, well, I'll start off because I have a gratitude. So my birthday is this week on the 29th. And so yesterday I had an absolutely perfect birthday celebration with my family. My husband gave me a really wonderful spa day down at the Boulders. And so my daughter joined me, and then we all had a family dinner. And just looking around the table, I was just so grateful that I have the family that I do, and that we can all get together and we all get along. And those of us that are blessed in that way, don't ever forget to be grateful for family. There are so many people that, oh, I haven't spoken to my kids in 10 years or whatever, and it just like, oh, that kind of has a little heart hurt when I hear that. So that's my gratitude. Anybody else with a gratitude this morning?
Charlotte, coming back.
I want to tell you that I am so thankful that I finally learned how to do Zoom, only if it's already set up for me, and you guys are the only place I'm set up for. But I've met so many people on the Zoom groups that we do. And so I love doing them, and I'm so glad I finally tried it.
That's the commercial.
Just like to say I'm grateful for this little community and grateful that the beautiful wife brought us here. Grateful for the fellowship and the friends that we've met. And for more of it. Thank you all.
Well, I'm just grateful that I had the energy to get myself up now, to quit reading in time to get ready for church. And here I am.
Thank you, Phyllis.
The older we get, we have to be grateful for our maneuverability still. It's like, okay, I'm awake, the body works today. Yay.
One more from me.
And I was,
I'm sometimes not a real playful person. And I am grateful that Donna and I have decided that Friday night is a game night. It's the time we play. It's a small thing, but for me it's a big thing. And I find out I'm enjoying it. I'm grateful.
yeah, I was thinking about that just the other day, because when we used to have our travel trailer, it was packed with, cribbage and Trivial Pursuit, all these different games, and they're kind of on the shelf. And I was walking past them the other day, I'm like, we watch too much TV. We should pull those games out and have some fun with them instead. So I'm gonna talk to Pat about that. And did we have anybody that raised a hand for gratitude online? No? Okay, all right, we will move on. So we have lots of gratitudes. And Unity is founded in affirmative prayer and in meditation. And we have trained prayer chaplains. I'm one, and I think I'm it for this morning, other than, of course, Rev Neal. And Donna is our chaplain online, along with Mary Ann. If you have a prayer need, don't hesitate to ask one of us for prayer support. And we also have the prayer box in the back if you want to fill out one of the forms. If you want one of us to contact you personally, be sure to put either phone number or email or something on there. We hold them sacred, confidential for 30 days. Silent Unity holds them for an additional 30 days. So it's a powerful process. It helps you define sort of what you would like to have show up in your life when you write it out. So don't hesitate. If you, during the week, you can always send your prayer request to neil.unityofpayson@gmail.com, and we will hold them for you. And our theme for the month, this is the last Sunday of the month, and it is, of course, New Vision. And if we can all say the affirmation together: with firm intention, resolute faith, and expansive vision, we create that which we desire. And isn't that that's actually the truth of reality, that we create it all. And our speaker today is our own wonderful Reverend Neal, and his talk title is See It Even Before It Appears. You know, and years ago, I read a book by Wayne Dwyer, the same kind of a title. You'll see it when you believe it. And let's see, we're in that flipped service. So as we prepare for meditation, we have our meditation song by Daniel Nahmad, One Power, and then we'll go into a meditation.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, It's music, Mother Earth or Father Time, but whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power. Oh, one power. One power is what we are. One power. One power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is one forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and
One power, one love. Let's allow ourselves a few minutes to open more deeply to these ideas. And with every breath, we breathe in the awareness of one power, of one love. And in this season of new vision, we open ourselves to that possibility. And perhaps this affirmation will allow you to open more completely. And it is, I allow. That energy of openness, of unfolding the heart to allow the new in. And I accept every great goodness that is coming into my field. Allow yourself to really feel that you are willing to accept it all as one grand plan, one wave of love. And finally, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to walk in my vision. I deserve the love of everyone I know. I deserve this connection with the divine. And now allow yourselves to sink down into quiet and just hold those three words. I allow, I accept, I deserve in the silence. And as you are quietly in that safe space, you may find a vision for yourself for this year, for this church, for this community of souls, that we may all more fully step into what is ours to do. What is our higher path? Being open to hear our own higher self. Opening the heart space like a lotus flower, allowing it in, feeling totally safe and loved, arms of the divine wrapping around you. Allowing you to feel ready to step into something very different, very new, trusting that it will all work out as it should. Now take a nice deep breath, just enjoying the energy of everyone in the room. Another deep breath and just move your spine a little bit, hands and feet. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and rejoin us. Maybe another deep breath while everyone else gets back. Okay. Just remember, I allow, I accept, and I deserve. And now, Reverend Neal.
Thank you, Betty. Well, it wouldn't be Sunday if there wasn't a quiz. But the quiz is also a story, an illustration of what I'd like to talk about today. See it even before it appears. We're going to talk about a man who saw things before they appeared as being real in this world. By the way, when you know who I'm talking about, let me know. He was born in Massachusetts, given an unusual ancestral name for his middle name. And as a child, he signed his name differently every year. Once a year, he would change that. He'd sign his name differently. By the age of 12, he had invented a push-pull system for propelling a rowboat. It had an umbrella-like function to it. Inventing at 12. In school, he vigorously disagreed with the teacher who was teaching geometry because it just wasn't the right way, and he saw something differently. Went to Harvard, got expelled twice. Well, they let him back in one time, and then second time they didn't. But in his mind's eye, he saw things that nobody else saw. He did have a hard life. He was very depressed, at one point suicidal, many times financially insecure. But he had a vision at one point. Wasn't particularly religious, but he had a vision, a bright light shining around him, and very specific words. And this is how it started. From now on, you never, ever need to await temporal attestation to your thought. You think the truth. Remember how we talk about our thoughts creating our lives? Well, This was setting him up for thought creation. He went on to translate what he saw into reality. He had 27 U.S. patents when he was done. Anybody yet? Well, one of them was for a unique vehicle called the Dymaxion car. Anybody know about the Dymaxion car? It was for land, sea, and air. And he created this in part, but in theory, he created jet propulsion, which didn't become common until 20 years later. Now you're going to know it when this one happened. Maybe everybody's going to get it. He created a thin shell structure with triangular elements that withstood heavy loads. We call it the geodesic dome. Anybody know about the geodesic dome? Buckminster Fuller. Thank you, Betty. Did somebody else, did you have it too, Neil? No, I think you're talking about it. Yeah, okay, good. Well, Buckminster Fuller saw things before they appeared and took the steps that made them appear. Let's talk a little bit about that today. You know the old maxim, seeing is believing. You know, those people that live in the Missouri, the show me state, seeing is believing. But the truth is, believing is seeing. And it takes that element of faith and imagination to bring into our life what is real. It involves outer eyes, yes, but inner eyes as well. So we're going to talk about outer eyes, inner eyes, and then how to make those inner eyes work for you. Because those inner eyes are eyes of spirit. Of course we're talking about that. With your outer eyes, you know, the eyes that transmit through the optic nerve to the brain something that you interpret as something real, they are always looking at something outside of yourself. I suppose there might be a contraption to make a microscope look inside of yourself, but really what we're looking at is something that's outside of ourselves. The things that we look at are not always what they appear to be. Sometimes they look a little bit better in reality, and sometimes they look a little bit worse. And sometimes what we see is a projection of ourselves. There's a lot to be said about that, but I'm going to go on. That which we see, these matter things, these hard physical things, well, there's not much to them. Even though in our reality, it's very firm and hard and solid and feels very real. The atoms that make up this and every other bit of matter are composed of 99.9% space, nothing. A nucleus, a few electrons flowing around, but there's really nothing but space there. I think that is maybe not matter, but energy. But I'm not the scientist. But what we see as real isn't truly so real. It doesn't turn out to be what we thought it was or what we wanted sometimes. It's limited to our physical senses, and in seeing with those physical senses, that sense of vision, seeing, we see so fractionally. It's a fraction of what that really is. That's what I'm trying to say. With those physical eyes, we cannot see things of spirit, and we often talk about how we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, not the other way around, physical having a spiritual experience. It's like we have closed our eyes when we limit ourselves to what we can see physically. We limit it to our outer eyes. There's a nice scripture in the Gospel of Matthew in the Christian scriptures. It talks about seeing with physical eyes and not with spiritual eyes. It talks about the outer eyes not being what we see with, but the inner eyes, and we'll move to that in a minute. It says, and their eyes have closed, lest they should see with their eyes. Goes on to say a little bit later, after we have an understanding that there's a seeing that comes from within, with inner eyes. Blessed are your eyes, for they see. So we have this opportunity for fuller, more complete vision, and not just the tiny physical vision that we have. Let's go to inner eyes. You're looking at things with your inner eyes. Of course, they're not physically an organ, but they are part of your makeup, of your consciousness, your mind, and your heart. We look at things from within. It's a combination of our minds and our thoughts and our ideas. It's what we might call conceptual thinking that gives us a little bit of an idea. We're seeing something that doesn't yet, we're seeing the concept. We don't yet see the real thing. And of course, it depends greatly on one of our 12 powers, the ability to image, to visualize, to see, true seeing. That's ours, that power. It's given to us by merit of our creation. When we talk about seeing with inner eyes, we can relegate it easily to the seers. You know that word, S-E-E-R-S. People like Isaiah in the Hebrew Scriptures, Merlin, Edgar Cayce, Gene Dixon, and I'll bet you don't know this one, Paul the Octopus. These have seen something that is not our physical understanding. We won't get into whether they're all right or all wrong, but they have the ability to see. Now, Paul the Octopus had the opportunity to tell us which of the World Cup matches would be won and by whom they would be won. So little cans with the flag of all of the nations were put in the water by the octopus, and the question posed, who will win? And the octopus got it every time. So I guess the octopus, Paul the Octopus, was a seer as well. So that prophetic seeing is, in a sense, available to us as well. Although we don't think of ourselves as prophets, we have the ability to see beyond what is physical. I like what Lao Tzu says. Without opening your door, you can open your heart to the world. Without looking out your window, you can see the essence of the Tao. We might call it something in our mind's eye, conceptual thinking. We could go as far as to say it's intuition. And some of us are better at connecting with our intuition than others. We might say it's the Christ within us, the divine within us, that allows us to see differently. Charles Fillmore, one of our co-founders in Unity, says this: however it appears, in true seeing, everything in the end looks good. That quality of goodness that we know is what I call omnibeneficent, all good. And you referred to that, Betty, in the meditation. That goodness allows us to see when we connect with, particularly something that's an inner thing as well, our heart's desire. I don't mean the physical heart's desire. I mean that heart within us, that sensitive, knowing, and wise organ, but not an organ, aspect of us. Have you ever sat down and say, what really are my heart's desires? We're not talking about what you want. We're talking about what it truly is your heart's desire. Well, when we begin to see with inner eyes, we can connect that heart's desire with a way to manifest it in our world. Because when we're within, perhaps in meditation, perhaps in a time of quiet, perhaps just when we're waking up from sleep or swinging or taking a shower, any of those times, we are inspired. We have an aha. We know something that we didn't know before. We have an epiphany. We have insight. This is all inner stuff. This is all seen with inner eyes. And the imagination, of course, images and visions. We even call it a dream sometimes, or we conceptualize. When we conceptualize, the power of the ability to image this imagination is located, the 12 powers are located in different parts of the body, according to Charles Fillmore. It's located right there, the third eye. That imaging, that seeing in an entirely different way. I think the third eye, which we can't physically see at that location, is the inner eye, or equivalent thereof. Remember, talking, I'm sure, about the inner eye, Matthew said, blessed are you. Blessed are your eyes, for they see. And that capability is there for all of us. But how do we make the inner eyes work for us? The outer eyes, we've gotten pretty good at that, but how about making the inner eyes work for you? And I'm going to refer to what I did just a minute ago, your heart's desire. Let's start there. Have you ever sat in quiet and just put the question out there? What do I really desire? What do I really want? And then you've listened. And sure enough, something comes forward, just like flashes into your mind. This is what I really desire. I recommend, if you haven't done that, if you don't have a sense of it, that you engage in a practice that allows that to unfold for you. I always thought that intuition was something that was very suspect, but I'm learning in my old age that it is more reliable than any knowledge I may gain by study, by education, by any thought that I may create. My intuition, that center of me, sometimes we call it the gut, is a divine impulse that, if we listen, will give us both understanding, guidance, and even let us know how to continue and follow up on that intuition. So we started with heart's desire, and now we talked intuition. Sometimes it's very important to make this work for us, these inner eyes, to voice what we see. Yeah, and maybe you'll have to do it to yourself because people around you might not like it or might think you're a little bit crazy. But if you have the boldness, just let it come out. Voice what you see. We're going to give you an opportunity to do that. We have already, because we've talked about vision for unity of Payson, and we've asked you to respond with what you've seen. And I've gotten a number of responses, and I'm really appreciative of them. But after that voicing, might be good to go back and get guidance for what Betty referred to, what is yours to do. Guidance to say, well, what's the next step? I have this desire, I have this visualization, if you will, about what it is that I want to bring into the world. Go ahead and get some guidance on that. You're going to know what to do with your epiphany, what to do with your aha. Again, this is all best understood in the silence. What a power there is in being silent. Perhaps not even a particular meditation. Perhaps not like the guided meditation that Betty just led us in. But silence, listening, quieting your mind. Oh, that's going to take a little practice. Quieting your emotions, quieting your body, being still. I have to tell you that that's the first thing on my agenda every day. And it does give me guidance. I do know where to go. When I start there, I do know where to go. And what does it lead to? It leads to the manifestation of your heart's desire. Believe it or not, but I say believe it first, and then you'll see it. So, even going beyond this, how do I do that? Charlotte, there's a little stack of half sheets there. It talks about, yes, would you pass those out to people and give me one as well? Because I want to make sure I'm quoting the right thing. You just lick your fingers. Nobody will mind. Yeah, they are stuck together, aren't they? So Tom's put that up on the screen as well. The same thing. It's a little more complete on your. No, it's the same. Exactly the same. We did not long ago the Unity of Payson mission statement, and I did it wrong when I said mission statement at the top here. It's our vision statement. Do you remember what our mission statement is? I encourage you to become very familiar with it. We honor the Spirit within. It's kind of three parts. We honor the Spirit family and serve the community with love and joy. That's our mission. But now we're looking out to say, going ahead, what's our vision? What are we seeing with eyes of faith? What are we seeing with those inner eyes as a community? So I have put together a compilation of some of the things that people have responded to me about. And I've made it three parts that kind of parallel to our mission. And let me just go through them. As one, we lovingly live together in the light of the Spirit within us. Maybe you become comfortable with living in that light yourself, but how about living that light fully within the community? I put a couple examples there: prayer, meditation, spiritual practice, and then there's room for more for you to add. And I couldn't put all of the comments that were made on the responses that I had. That's the first part. Then we go to the second part. As a growing, intentionally diverse family, we act, learn, and play together. Notice I put play in there. That couple of examples, inclusive of all faiths, all cultures, all races, all viewpoints, all sexual orientations. Inclusivity, we sometimes talk about it. One of the things that came through is us having our own home, the vision of us having our own home going forward. And in-person participation, now this comes from me, other people had different numbers. Or in-person participation of 60 people, that's what I'm seeing. And virtual participation of 60 more people. Seems like a big order, doesn't it? All things are possible to the one that believes. Believe a little bit first. Does it tug at your heartstrings? Does that say, yeah, that's right, that sounds right? Well, as a community, let's think big. And then that last section, we joyfully care for each other and serve the community with love. Serving each other with prayer, emotional support, spiritual support, even physical support when necessary for our community. And then taking it on a little further out into the community and the world, our commitment to things that are already at the heart of some of our congregation. Kindness, earth care, equity in our world, and others. Now, I suggest that you take and add to this list, and you can just let me know what you've added, so I make sure to include it as we finalize this. But this is our vision. This is what we see a year out and 5 years out. This is what we see going ahead. This, the examples we put here, or something better. This is really how we do that, by having a sense of vision, a sense of corporate vision. You notice I've moved from individual to our collective vision here. Take that with you, or give it back to me with some additions. Next week, we'll finalize our vision statement to see it again and again and again. Buckminster Fuller, anybody remember seeing the geodesic domes? They have little triangular pieces, parts, elements to them. It's a big round dome, done for homes, done for meeting spaces, done for nurseries and greenhouses. Really good. Well, that was something that he saw before it appeared. And he was able to bring that into appearance. He was committed. He had a vision. He stayed with it. Try to think of my life. Think of an example that I had. It was something I almost have missed in my life. I grew up in a family that played games too, by the way. Anybody remember the game Risk? Yeah. Risk, the board as you folded it open had a map of the world. It was a game of conquest and game of conflict, game of diplomacy. And you went all around the world to these various destinations. Oh, that struck home with me. That said, ooh, this is something I desire to do. I want to see the world. I want to know the world in a different way. I want to be able to relate to the world. And I've never been rich. I didn't learn that one. Never been particularly well off, but I've had the opportunity to visit a lot of places in this world, not as a tourist, but as one who's journeying and learning. It started with Central and South America. That was my first journeys. Went on to the British Isles and Europe, eventually to Asia. I still got some places to go. Asia, all of these experiences, I had almost always came home with about 2 nickels to rub together. That was about it. But because of that heart's desire, that vision, that great desire back there, it materialized in my life. I suspect I did a lot of things to make that happen as well. But that's but one little example, and yours will be different. When you see with those inner eyes, when you see what your heart urges you to see, what your whole being goes toward, it's there waiting for you. Take the next steps. The same is true for us at Unity of Payson. What do we see? What do we want to be? It is there waiting for us. See it, even before it appears. Blessed are your eyes, for they see. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Neal. Anybody else read that book by Wayne Dwyer about I'll see it when I believe it? Yeah. If you haven't, I have a copy if anybody wants to borrow one. And now we move on to our time for our tithes and our offerings. And of course, we have the basket in the back. And those of you online, we do have the slides. They'll be up here in just a second. For how to give online. And if anybody wanted to set up a reoccurring gift, you can go to the website and set that up. Because we have quite a few people now that go to PayPal and Venmo, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can give. You can actually, the slide that's up right now, you can actually text it. So don't hesitate. And we're grateful for all the support, because it gives us the ability to support other nonprofits here in town. And I don't know if the board's chosen for this quarter which one it is. Last time it was the Senior Center, I believe we gave to. And then we also give to the Southwest region of Unity and to Worldwide. So that they can support other communities. So it's more than just this individual community, it goes out. So don't hesitate. Open that space for abundance to freely flow. And on that note, let's say our affirmation together. Freely we give and freely we receive. And we have special music right now by Michael Gott. It's Amazing Things. We will do amazing things.
Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will
will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. 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 Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
Amazing things. Okay, and now it's time to dedicate the offerings wherever they come from out there in the ethers. And let's say our dedication together. Divine love flows through us, blessing and multiplying all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. We are prosperous without limit, and we are grateful, and so it is. And next month, we, of course, start a new theme, and no surprise for the Valentine's season, is Reflections of Love. And so for the first time, let's say our little affirmation. I am love, reflective of the divine, recognized in myself and extended to the world. And of course, Rev Neal will be our speaker, and his talk title, The Mirror of Love, Embracing Our True Self. And now we have some upcoming events, and this isn't everything, so be sure and check the Monday e-newsletter. Let's see, so we have Qigong and Tai Chi with Teresa. The times have changed. Work for you. On Tuesday, the 28th at 9:30, it's anybody who is new to the practice, this will be covering some of the basics. And then on Thursday at 9:30, all levels. And so then the new schedule will be starting in February, Tuesday and Thursday from 9:30 to 10:10. And if you have any questions, you can either contact Reverend Neal or contact Teresa. And of course, we have Morning Cafe Saturday mornings at 9:30, always a lively, great discussion. And Saturday Soul Boost with Reverend Neal at 4. And I think they're going to be expanding that a little bit. I'll let Reverend Neal address that. And so you're always welcome to jump on that discussion. And one thing I forgot to do last week at the membership meeting is one of the questions I have to ask every year is, does everyone want to remain a voting member? So if you don't, talk to me. If you do, I'm going to assume you want to stay a voting member. Everybody that voted last time, I will make that assumption. The other people we're still trying to contact, the people that weren't here. And now we have a PS from Reverend Neal. And you have your cards.
Thank you. So we will have some new voting members. We've gone through 2 classes to get our new members up to speed, and we will celebrate them probably next week. I haven't thought far enough ahead, but in the very near future, we'll celebrate them as they join with this community in a concrete way. A couple other things. Basha's cards, community support cards. If you don't have one, this one will work. It's worth $10 because there's $10 on the card already. So get the Basha's card. Even if you're anywhere near, if you're with us virtually and you're anywhere near a Basha's and you shop there or can shop there, every time you put money on this card, it's just like you go in and make a sale, and I'm going to put $100 on the card. And then you turn around and put the card in to pay for it, but 6% of that $100 comes to Unity of Payson. So it's a way to support Unity of Payson by using this community support card. So if you don't have one, I got a whole stack of them. Rick got them for us, so I hope you'll take advantage of that and that opportunity to support Unity of Payson. So Rick says, let's all share an invitation to our friends and family everywhere so they can benefit from these positive messages, so important in our sometimes negative environment. Positivity and kindness is our only real path forward. That's from Rick. And from Teresa, I look forward to answering any questions you have about Qigong or Tai Chi. Email me. I will send complete info. Hope to see you soon. So we're up to date on that. What else was I going to say? Yes, you can just come over and get one straight from me. Next week, the format will be a little different. We're going to make some changes, and I want you to be able to be on the edge of your seat waiting to them so you don't just do something automatically. So there will be a few changes. We've already started some of them. One of them this morning we had was somebody other than me doing the meditation. Eddie has done that, and other people will be offering the meditation. So that's one of them, but stay tuned, there are other ones coming. And so it's an invigorating kind of thing. It's part of that new vision that we have. We also, and I want to expand on this as Betty mentioned, our Saturday Soul Boost at 4 o'clock on Saturday. If you haven't had a chance to do it, it's a wonderful time and it's getting better and better. It will actually become more like a casual service. So it's like we'll have 2 services. This will be a little briefer. It'll be a little quieter, but it'll also be interactive. It's an opportunity for you to feedback on what we say. message will be in essence the same one that's given on Sunday morning, but you might say something at Saturday's Soul Boost that I just have to include on Sunday morning, so I might add it then. But it's a new thing, and tell everybody about it. It's easy at our Zoom channel. It's all online, so you can. Charlotte's a big fan. She's always there. So I really hope that you will help us to get that going just by having your presence there with that, and then we'll be sharing the word in many other ways as well as we do this. I think that's about what I got. We'll close our service with the prayer for protection and the what's the closing song? Rise Up. Okay, so we're going to go out on a positive note. So if you'll stand with me, if you're here in person, if you're there at home, you can stand as well if you would like. But stay around for I want to greet you, and let's go with the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, if you're inclined, you can edge toward your social hour as we sing, because we're done, except those of you online, just wait until the song is done. I want to just greet you. And hold on, if you're with me, I'm just going to turn something off. So,
$10 for us to spend on it,
yeah, there's already $10 on the card.
and then we put more in after we spend it?
Yeah, I'll give you one, and I'll talk to you a little bit. Let me greet these people online. Earl, so good to see you. Earl, I know you're going to be offering some meditations. Make sure to let me know when you're available to do that. We can talk, and it could even be online as well. Ed Ichek, our board president, is here from Aho. Teresa, thank you for offering the Qigong, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more people. Maybe even me. It's a possibility.
I would love to know more about Earl's meditations.
And Bobby, and maybe John in the background, I don't know, from Mesa. Oh, there's Crystal. She's showing her face. Rick, thank you. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you had a little bit of fun with the emergency room yesterday, but we're seeing that all pass behind you.
All right. Well, I just want everybody to know that those
Good
Baxter
to have you
cards.
all with us, and there were several other people that couldn't probably stay, and we will bless you on your way. Have a wonderful day, and get out in the sunshine if you can. Thanks. Bye.